Hi and welcome to Spice and Pans. I'm Roland and today we're making a true classic Rendang chicken. If you have always thought this Malay Indonesian favorite was too complicated to cook at home, I'm here to change your mind. I'll show you a simple way to make your own rampa paste from scratch. And trust me, the aroma is amazing. It's rich, deeply flavorful and much easier than you might think. So let's start cooking. Hi friends, before we start cooking, just a quick life update. You probably know my wife Jamie as the person who's always behind the camera. Well, she recently started a new career. It's something she's been working very hard on and we are both really excited about it. So I'll let Jamie tell you herself.
Hi everyone, I'm now a property advisor in Singapore and it feels good to finally say that. Don't worry though, we'll still be sharing recipes with you every week on this channel. But if you, your family and friends are thinking about buying, selling, renting or investing property in Singapore, I hope you'll think of me. Whether is it residential, commercial or industrial property, I would love the opportunity to work with you. Just send me a WhatsApp message for a chat. And I've also included my LinkedIn profile in the description box below if you'd like to know a little bit more about my background. Thank you for always supporting us. It really means a lot to us.
Alright, enough talking, let's start cooking. Now we will fry our grated coconut. This is approximately 200 grams. Using medium-low heat, let's just put everything in. There's no need to add any oil. Just push everything in first. Add in just a pinch of salt. And we'll slowly toast this until they are light golden brown. Now this is very important for a rendang dish because this will add a lot of flavor and texture. Otherwise, your rendang will be just like normal curry. Alright, rendang is supposed to be a little bit on the thicker side. Better texture, better flavor, stronger coconut flavor actually. So slowly fry this. This is one of my favorite Malay dish or Indonesian dish. This goes very well with steamed rice or even with bread. I also have another video on how to make beef rendang. So if you're interested in that, I will add a link to the description box and you can just click on it. Now if you prefer to have a vegan version of this, you can actually replace the chicken, which I'll be using later, with tofu or with mushrooms and other veg. Don't turn up the heat way too high. Slowly fry this until they are beautiful light golden brown. This will just take a few minutes. I'll continue to fry and I'll show you how they look like in a while. I've been frying this for about 5 to 7 minutes. As you can see, they are turning a very beautiful light golden brown. Just a little bit more. Remember to always move them around because they burn quite easily because of the high fat content. We are almost done. Okay, something like this will be good. Now we'll remove them from the heat and I'll show you how I prepare the rampa paste. Now we're going to prepare our rampa paste. I have with me over here 6 cloves of garlic, 4 pieces of lemongrass, using only the white stem part and cut them into smaller pieces like this, 10 pieces of shallots, about 15 grams of galangal, 20 grams of young ginger, and 15 pieces of dried chili which I've rehydrated as well as de-seed them. Now we just put everything in. Now of course if you like it to be a little bit more spicy, you can always add in a little bit of bird's eye chili or reduce the chili that we have if you want it less spicy. I'm adding in a little bit of oil just to help the blender blend this thing up much easier. Cover this up. And we'll blend this now. Let's have a look. Push everything down again. If you have a very powerful blender and able to blend them into a paste, that'll be great. If not, then you just need to add in a little bit more oil or water. I'll be adding in a little bit more oil just to help this get into a much finer paste. Now if you do not have a blender, you can always use a pestle and mortar to actually pound them. That'll be very nice also, very easily done also. We want the paste to be much finer and really like a paste, so I'm just adding in a little bit more oil just to help it up. Cover it back. Let's blend again. I've been blending this for a while and it should be done. Let's have a look. Okay, this is the result that we want. Now I'll show you how I put the dish together. Now we put the dish together. We'll start by adding a little bit of oil to a heated wok. Just a little bit will be fine. I'm using medium heat, you can do the same too. We add in 1 big piece of cinnamon bark, about 3 pieces of star anise, and 5 pieces of cloves. Move them around. We'll add in our rampa paste once we smell the beautiful fragrance from these spices. Once you can start to smell the beautiful fragrance from the spices, we'll add in our rampa paste. Just pour everything in. After you added in the rampa paste, we can turn the heat down to medium-low. Right, slowly fry this until they are a deeper red in color. And that's when the rampa paste will be really fragrant. This will take any time between 10 to 20 minutes, depending on the heat and the amount of rampa that you have. Always remember to move them around. Okay, we don't want to burn them. We want to extract all the flavors out of these beautiful ingredients. Now I'll show you how they look like after this is done. I'll see you back in a while. I've been frying this for approximately 10 minutes or so, and look at the beautiful color that we have. Now we add in some other ingredients. Add in 1.5 teaspoon of turmeric powder as well as 1 teaspoon of coriander powder, 5 pieces of cardamom pod, and add in 6 pieces of kaffir lime leaf. I've taken out the spine. Give it a little bit of crush so that the flavor will be released. Add everything in. Now we can turn down the heat a little bit right now just to mix them up well first. I've turned to the lowest heat down just to mix them up well so that we don't burn our paste. Okay, once you have mixed them up well, we'll add in our chicken. I have with me over here 3 whole chicken legs, which I've cut into halves like this. Okay, this is approximately 1 kilo. Just put everything in. Add in also 1 tablespoon of tamarind paste with about 2 to 3 tablespoons of hot water, and then just mix them up until they become a thick paste like this. Pour everything in. Tamarind paste is also known as asam. Now you can turn the heat up to medium-low, and we just mix them up well. We just fry this for approximately 3 to 5 minutes just to coat the chicken with the rampa paste or the chili paste. Just get rid of some of the excess moisture from the chicken so that your dish will taste so much better. Now I'm using bone-in chicken. If you want to use boneless chicken meat, or boneless chicken thigh, no problem at all. You can do the same like what I'm doing over here. Cut them to whichever size you want. Just remember to move them around. When you mix them up well like this, we'll just add in a little bit of salt. I'm adding in 1.5 teaspoons of salt. Just sprinkle them around. Remember to move the chicken around. I can really smell how fragrant this is. This is really fantastic. Okay, once you have mixed them up well, we'll add in our coconut milk. I'm adding 500 milliliters of coconut milk. You can turn the heat down first so it's easier. Just pour everything in. Give them a good mix. Now we can turn the heat up to medium first. And we just need to mix this up really well. Now you can see how pretty the color is. We will now add in our toasted shredded coconut. I'll just add in half first. I'll just keep the other half for garnishing, or if I want a thicker curry, then I'll just add this in. Mix them up well again. Look at how pretty this is. Oh my god. It's going to be so good. Remember to mix it up well. Now as the curry is very thick, we are going to just get this to come to a boil. Once the sauce is boiling, cover it up. Turn the heat down to lowest. Now it is very important to keep the heat low and don't overboil the coconut milk, otherwise it will split and the dish won't taste good. We'll simmer this for approximately 45 minutes to an hour depending on how tender you want it to be, and I'll catch you back in a while. We've been simmering the chicken for an hour. It should be done. Let's have a look. Wow, look at how pretty this is. Let's just give this a light stir. Remember, along the way when you are simmering the chicken, please give it a stir every 10 minutes or so just to make sure that they are not burned. Let's give this a taste. Very flavorful, but we need to add a little bit of salt. I'm adding in another 2 teaspoons of salt. Now please adjust accordingly to how you like it to be. Give it a stir again. The taste is really good. I think my rendang gravy is thick enough, so I'm not going to add in the rest of the toasted shredded coconut. So this will be good, but if you want it to be thicker, you can feel free to add more in. Alright, and now it's time for lunch. And now the dish is done, let's have a taste. Smells really good. Let me try toasted bread with the gravy. Scoop it up. Oh, very flavorful, very good. I'm trying the chicken now. Super tender, super nice, and very flavorful. I tell you, this goes super well with steamed rice, with toasted bread. Excellent. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope you like our video. Do click like on our video and do subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching, and now it's your turn to cook. See you. Bye bye. Woohoo! Sure.